Most of us spend our entire lives working for money. That's why we get up in the morning, right? But here's a thought. How many of us actually truly understand it? Turns out there's this whole system working behind the scenes, and getting a handle on it, well, it can change absolutely everything. Let's dive in.
So let's think about our financial world like a game. Let's call it the hidden game of money. It's got its own set of rules. And here's the kicker. If you don't know the rules, you're playing with a massive, permanent disadvantage.
And this is square one for pretty much everybody. That daily grind, that cycle of earning a paycheck, it's the foundation of everything. It's what we know, it feels safe, and for a lot of people, it feels like the only option there is.
But here's the million-dollar question. We spend decades trading our precious time for money. But do we really get how that money works? Like, where does it even come from? What makes it valuable in the first place?
Because, oh yeah, there is a system, a giant, complex, global machine that controls the flow of all that cash. And learning its rules is the first step, the only step, to making that system work for you, instead of you just working in it.
All right, so let's pull back that curtain. Let's talk about the rules they don't tell you. These are the unwritten rules of the game that they definitely didn't cover in high school.
Okay, rule number one is a bit of a mind bender. Money is actually created. We tend to think of banks as just these big, safe vaults for our cash. But the reality is way crazier. When banks make loans, they are literally creating new money out of thin air. So how does this magic trick work? Well, imagine you deposit $100. The bank doesn't just let it sit there. Nope, it keeps a tiny piece, maybe $10, and lends out the other $90. Now that $90 gets spent, and guess what? Deposited in another bank, which then lends out most of that, and on it goes. Your little $100 deposit can suddenly support hundreds of dollars of new money in the economy. It's a multiplier effect, and it's built entirely on debt.
And that leads us to this massive realization. Debt isn't just some small part of our financial system. It is the system. Our entire global economy, from the top all the way down to us, is built on this never-ending cycle of borrowing.
So, this requires a huge mental shift. We're all taught to see debt as a bad thing, a flaw. But in the system's reality, it's the engine. And what does an engine produce? Exhaust. In this case, that's inflation. So from the system's perspective, debt and inflation aren't bugs. They are essential features that keep the whole machine running.
Okay, so why on earth would inflation be a feature? Well, think about it. It makes just holding on to cash a losing game. It forces your hand. If you know your money is going to be worth less next year, you have two choices. Either spend it today or invest it in something that can grow faster than inflation. Either way, money is kept in motion, and that's exactly what the system is designed to do.
And here's the direct hit for anyone who doesn't get these rules. That hard-earned cash you have saved up just sitting in a bank account, it's silently being devalued every single day, year after year. It's like a hidden tax on not knowing the game.
So, if that's the game board, how in the world do you win? If the whole system is set up this way, what's the key move? What is the only move that matters? This is it. This is the fundamental shift. People who really understand the system stop just working for money. They learn how to make their money work for them. It's like building your own little army of employees that works for you 24/7.
And how do they pull that off? By turning their cash into assets. Instead of just saving money, they buy things that can grow in value or produce an income. This could be anything from buying a piece of a company through stocks, investing in real estate, or just getting involved in the market. They put their money to work.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? In a system built on inflation, money that sits still is actually losing ground. To protect its value, and especially to grow it, you've got to keep it moving.
Which brings us to the ultimate point, the big takeaway. Winning this financial game isn't about luck. It's not about some get-rich-quick scheme. It's exactly what the title says. You win when you understand.
Let's be real about this. The system isn't inherently fair or unfair. It's just a machine. And like any complex machine, it tends to reward the people who actually take the time to learn how all the gears and levers work.
So, at the end of the day, you're faced with two paths. You can work inside the system, you earn, you save your cash, and you slowly watch inflation chip away at its value. Or you can learn to use the system. You invest, you grow your capital, and you actually build wealth over time.
Look, the takeaway here isn't that you have to fight the system or try to escape it. For most of us, that's just not realistic. The actionable, powerful goal is to simply understand it so you can start making smarter decisions within it.
And that's really the heart of it all. The system itself isn't the problem. The problem is playing the game without knowing the rules.
It's like sitting down at a poker table for the first time without knowing what beats what. You are absolutely guaranteed to lose. The financial system is no different. So I'll leave you with this. Debating whether the system is good or bad is interesting, sure, but it doesn't change your bottom line. The only question that truly matters for your future is this one. Do you understand the system? Because the moment you start to, everything changes.